Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know I haven't uploaded in a little while, and that's because it's winter here in Australia, and it's been too cold to run the fans, so I'm sure you American guys that watch my channel or other places that get very hot are enjoying the fans, but unfortunately I have had to do some lighting stuff because it's been too cold to play around with some fans. But today we're sucking that up and we're gonna test this Winco that I got. So a little bit of a backstory about these Winco Wattmasters. These are early 80s fans. I'm not sure about late 70s. I know the GC Royal come out in 1978, but I'm not sure about this. I would assume this came out in the early 80s. There's a couple of differences with them which I haven't really gone through. Some of them, this is cut out. It'll like a little indent in there. Not all of them though. Some of them have different controllers. This is the old controller. The reason it is melted like that is because these all do that. These old versions with the brown label like so, they are a bit of a fire hazard because I have seen numerous of them melt. Same with the GC Royal controllers. I've seen burn patches around this section, so they do get pretty hot. So that's the reason for the burn marks on the controllers. If you ever seen it, it's just because they fill up with dust on the inside after a few years, and then they start to, they can't expel the heat from the plastic. So it traps it, and then it melts it, and turns it brown. So it's not too big of a fire hazard unless it generates too much heat. But I've got this one connected only because it's cleaned in the inside, so it's not really going to generate as much heat as it would have before. And if you've been watching my channel a long time, you'll know there is a hardware store that has 6 of these in 56-inch with the indent on the bottom of the motor, and the controllers are melted. So, and for my own curiosity, I was curious to have it on this controller, so I actually had the electrician come and put it on that controller, not the blue label one. We did determine that it is fine to do that because it's not going to overheat. We ran it for a few hours and it's fine, so yeah. I got 6 of these fans actually. They come from a private collector, same who I got the weather rights from. And the plan, because one of them's 36-inch, 5 of them are 48-inch. So what the plan is to give one 48-inch to Fraser, as he likes to collect some industrials, not too many. He's more of a rattan guy. Totally fair. So this will be his first time seeing one of them out of this batch run too, because he's going to get his some stage in the near future when he is ready to get it. So yeah, and the other 5 I'll just keep in my collection. So there is another difference between this old one and the new ones. This old one, speed 1 is low, speed 5 is high. The new ones is the opposite way around. So started off on low. These are very fast. I presume this is the older version. The reason I say that is because the canopies are yellow. The newer ones, they do go yellow, but not to such extent. But I could be mistaken because it's old. Some things happen, so you never know. It does have a new capacitor in it. These things, capacitors on them, these fans generate a lot of heat. So, because it's cast iron motor. So what happens is that when it generates heat, it rises into the capacitor, and over time it starts to leak a bit. So I actually did replace it. Well, not I didn't replace it. The electrician replaced it when he put it up for me. So that's one of the other problems with these fans. But the big problem with them is they were just made in the early 80s, and there's something called PCB, polychlorinated biphenyls, which is inside old capacitors, and it's toxic chemicals, really. It's inside all the capacitors for these, mostly. Let's see if I still have it. I'll show it to you. Here it is. I kept it for the UF rating, but there it is. It's very similar to this. It's not identical, but yeah, it goes brown on there because it's actually a metal. It's not the same color metal. It's like stainless steel. So it's a brown patch on there, and then it starts to leak brown liquid, and nah, they're not good to have. If you have one of these fans, I do strongly suggest checking it, but wouldn't recommend getting rid of the fan. You could just replace the capacitor. It's 3 UF for the 48 inch and 2.5 for the 36 inch. So yeah, this is low. The bearings on these are always a bit bad. That's the same with the American version too. But the American version has different blades and I think different canopies. I'm not sure, I could be wrong. So what is speed 2? I haven't gone through all the speeds yet. I've only done low and then high. Because we had it running on low, which is when it's going to generate the most heat. I will run through some of the fans I've got recently. I've got a couple of vintage desk fans. I got a Crompton Greaves ceiling fan from Just Erpy, Fraser. So that Crompton, and a Mistral Air Tat, which I did put the Mistral Air Tat up, but the bearings need to wear in because it's brand new. So thank you for him for those fans. I will get around to making videos of them at some stage in the near future. And if you haven't already, make sure to click the subscribe button to myself and Just Erpy. Go show some support. There's plenty of fan videos to come. We'll get around to more videos and when the weather warms up, but it's very cold. Funny story, before I was filming this video, I had it on high for a bit to see how fast it was after we put the new capacitor in, and it's incredibly fast, and it blew packaging materials out of the shed. As I had some bubble wrap lying around when I unboxed them, because I only got them just last week. And yeah, some of the packing material flung out of the shed. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on with the camera. It didn't pick up the air movement sounds when I was taking some clips before the video I was testing. So I do apologize if you can't hear the air movement. However, it is insanely powerful. It is one of the best industrials I've ever had. And I have to admit, it's more than this antique ceiling fan. So yeah, this is awesome. It doesn't really wobble. Maybe like the slightest shake, but it's really good. So I do apologise about the long video. I have rambled on enough. Speed 4. See, these fans, they usually a couple of times a year they pop up for sale, but not that much now. I think the last ones I've seen was very late last year or early this year, and they were in really rusty condition. Did have controller, same one as this. It's an identical fan to this. It was all rusty though. It was in Victoria, I think. But I don't really bother getting any of these unless the opportunity comes to me, or if they pop up in my own state. Unless it's a 56 inch, because I do want a 56. But having many 48 inch ones is no big deal. Going to restore them all as good as I can. Alright, I'll put it on high. It did have a bit of a startup sound before too. It's not doing it now. I think it's because it's been on for a while. As you can see, it's an insane air mover. These things are all insane. Everything's blowing around the shed. I've just got to watch the packaging material because otherwise it might go flying away. Sometimes the motors go a little bit loose on these, but it's best to check that. Otherwise it'll fall down. But unfortunately, there's some people out there that don't really take proper maintenance into account and they break. The bearing noise, it's mostly related to the fact that this fan hasn't ran in years before I got it. It sat in another person's collection and he was willing to sell them off or dump them, so I already had some of these, but I wasn't going to really let them go to waste because it's just a waste of a really good fan and one of my favourite fans. So I had to take the opportunity. I don't know, I went to Fraser. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to Yeah, it's that powerful. It just made a cheap modern fan fall off from where it was sitting. It had sat there for weeks, and it's just fallen over. I hadn't even moved it, so... Anyway, as I was saying, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing, and probably praise the channel, because we'll have a lot more videos to come to you in the near future. Thank you.